The East Orange Hall of Fame honors the 2018 inductees in the category of Performing Arts. Adego K. Steve Colson, Grammy-nominated pianist and composer. After graduating East Orange High School in 1967, Adego K. Steve Colson went on to the Northwestern University School of Music before taking the jazz world by storm. While at Northwestern, he met his musical partner and future wife, EOHOF, an accomplished musician in her own right. Steve has performed on the world's leading stages, headlining with an iconic list of industry greats. His internationally honored recordings include The Untarnished Dream, Tone 4, and the Grammy-nominated Hope for Love. His compositions for band are considered jazz standards and performed worldwide. Extraordinary talent has allowed him to work across disciplines including literature and acting. Colson continues to work with local institutions including East Orange's Cicely Tyson School of the Performing and Fine Arts, Bloomfield College, and New Jersey PAC. David Pitt Connolly, musician and songwriter. Shortly after graduating from Clifford J. Scott High School in the early 70s, David Pitt Connolly purchased a $10 flute that exposed the gift and changed his life. He rose to prominence as founder and leader of the multi-platinum R&B group Surface. Connolly found great success in music despite being legally blind. In 1983, Surface charted their first single, Falling in Love, then followed up with a string of Billboard hits that included Happy, Shower Me With Your Love, and Closer Than Friends through the early 90s. Their ballads are still in radio rotation and on wedding playlists almost 3 decades later. Gwen Guthrie, vocalist and songwriter. A member of the East Orange High School class of 1968, Gwen Guthrie will forever be remembered for her legendary talent show performances. But it was her signature hit, Ain't Nothing Going On But the Rent, and its catchphrase, No Romance Without Finance, that solidified her stardom and made her a staple of pop culture in the 80s and 90s. Gwen was dubbed the First Lady of the Paradise Garage, as several of her songs, including Padlock, Seventh Heaven, and It Should Have Been You, became anthems of the famous dance venue. Gwen also wrote, arranged, and performed background vocals for a legendary lineup of musical talent, including Roberta Flack and Donny Hathaway, Angela Bofill, Peter Tosh, Aretha Franklin, Cuba Gooding Sr., Benny King, and Quincy Jones. Anne Harding, actress. Born the daughter of an Army officer in 1902, Anne Harding moved frequently until the age of 13, when she finally set up roots and attended East Orange High School. After a stint on Broadway, the 1930s found her gaining fame in the new medium of talking pictures. Considered to be one of the cinema's most beautiful actresses, she was nominated for the Academy Award for Best Actress for her work in the 1930 movie Holiday. A few of her many other successful films include Her Private Affair, The Animal Kingdom, and Peter Ibbotson co-starring Gary Cooper. She has 2 stars on the Hollywood Walk of Fame. Janice Ian, songwriter, performer, and author. Educated in the East Orange school system, Janice Ian entered the American folk music scene while still a teenager in the mid-1960s. At the age of 14, Ian wrote and recorded her first hit single, Society's Child, Baby, I've Been Thinking, a controversial song about an interracial romance. In 2001, the song was inducted into the Grammy Hall of Fame. The 10-time Grammy nominee has been a winner twice. In 1976, she won Best Pop Vocal Performance, Female, for At 17. The song was featured on her album, Between the Lines, which reached #1 on the Billboard charts. She won her second Grammy in 2013 for Best Spoken Word Album, in recognition of her autobiography, Society's Child. Ian is a noted author, activist, and advocate for the LGBT community. She fondly honors her East Orange roots. Naturi Norton, actress and singer. Back in the year 2000, 15-year-old Notori Norton burst into the public eye with a platinum-selling album as a member of the popular singing group 3LW. She continued to develop her acting and singing chops on Broadway before starring as Lil' Kim in Notorious, a biopic film about the Notorious B.I.G. She also starred in Fame, the 2009 remake of the 1980 classic film. Norton was born and raised in East Orange and is a graduate of Seton Hall University. She currently stars as Tasha St. Patrick in the Starz network hit series Power. The role has twice earned her the NAACP Image Award for Outstanding Supporting Actress in a Drama Series. Stephen Colston Washington, musician and music producer. Trumpet player Stevie Washington was a student at East Orange High School when he became the understudy for Ohio Players trumpeter Ralph Pee Wee Middlebrooks. Washington moved to Ohio, where he later became the co-founder of the popular 1970s and 80s funk band Slade. Known as the Fearless Leader, his band produced 2 gold records and rose to prominence with a string of hits that included Slide, Just a Touch of Love, and Watching You. In 1980, Washington left Slave to form another band known as Aura. Aura recorded several early 80s hits including Are You Single, Checking You Out, and Make Up Your Mind. We proudly welcome these honorees into the 2018 East Orange Hall of Fame class.